are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I'm podcasting from the road again. I'm on my little fucking portable, the one that I fucking took through the US, Canada, all those places. Now I'm in Port Macquarie. I'm on the farm in Port Macquarie, and there's something about farm and the space and nature that just melts away your troubles. There's something about the city. It seems like the walls are closing in on you in the city, especially if you spend any amount of time on social media. You're in a cramped little spot. The walls are tight. Everything's tight. You feel like it's fucking happening. You feel like the Chinese are invading. You start thinking the Jews control everything. Everything becomes very hard to deal with. And then you fucking drive like 45 minutes out of the city. You see some fucking trees. You get into some expanse and some fucking nature. And you're like, oh, there's literally nothing happening. I know in other places there is. Like, you wouldn't want to be on the Russian-Ukrainian border, or you wouldn't want to be a Palestinian, like full stop. But an Australian in the country, there's not a lot going on. And I can tell you this right now, I look into my future and I don't see any way that I don't just end up on a farm tinkering with shit. Building a fence, having some goats. There's some goats here. Just sucking goat's milk straight from the fucking teat. Get some fucking chickens. I was daydreaming on the way up here about building a chicken coop and keeping the foxes out. It was insane. It was like a 30-minute daydream while everyone was quiet in the car. I was like, chicken wire's not strong enough. I'm going to have to get proper wire fence, but I'm going to have to dig down like 2 meters into the ground, which means I can do it by hand. I could do it by hand, but I'll have to hire a digger. And I was like, I'll figure out how to work the digger. And in my mind, I was digging the hole with the digger. And I was like, I've got to stay a bit back from the hole just in case the hole collapses. But I want some concrete down the bottom that I can attach the wire fencing to, like an anchor, so the foxes won't be able to they're not going to dig down 2 meters. I'm like, this project is probably going to take me a year. I'd be better off buying organic eggs for the rest of my life, the amount of money I'm pouring into my fucking chicken coop. But it's all about the process. I really just don't see how I don't end up on a farm sometime in the next like 10, 15 years. I was even thinking about it. I'm like, I'm going to build a big shed. I'm going to get a shitload of solar panels on top of the shed, and I'm going to start mining Bitcoin. Maybe run some electricity to the house as well, but mainly mine Bitcoin. And then, as my mind generally does, I start thinking about what happens later on. Like when they start hurting all the humans. I'm like, AI is going to get so good at some point that they're going to be able to track down any human being on Earth. They'll just put in like a sample of your DNA into like a main computer or something, and then drones will just be sent out and they'll be able to find anyone anywhere. So not long after I was building the chicken coop, I was being chased through the Blue Mountains by drones. AI DNA detecting drones ready to get me. I was just on the run in a singlet, Bitcoin in my pocket, just fucking legging it through the Blue Mountains. It was quite the intense daydream. So I was like, all right, well, I've got a lot of things to do now. I've got to stop the wars. We can't have the fucking wars. I'm done. No more killing. We can have robot wars, that's fine, but no more just fucking indiscriminate bombing of human beings for any reason in any countries. It's just too fucking sad. It's too much of a waste. We need to vibrate to a higher frequency. That's it. That's the only way we're going to take on the AI as well. We need to vibrate to a higher frequency. I'm not actually worried about AI at all because, like, AI is fucking weak. Yeah, it is going to be better and bigger and stronger and whatever than human consciousness, but you're forgetting the fucking subconscious. The subconscious is the fucking entire universe. So the AIs, they can access whatever the fuck they want. Do whatever you want. We have access to magic. We can be magic. And that was sort of the back end of my daydream today. I ended up being Neo from The Matrix. Turns out I'm the one. Turns out I've been the one all along. Who would have fucking thought? Anyway, we got to Port Macquarie. I just had dinner with my brother and my mum. And surprisingly, they were great. Dinner was great. They were great. It's probably the best I've ever seen both of them. Well, at least in the last 30 years. They're doing real well. It was nice. It was really pleasant, actually. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mum had wine in her sports bottle, but we all pretended it wasn't happening. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Everything was fine. It was great. Anyway, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to load this up. I've got like 1 bar of internet out here, and it fucking took forever just to load Instagram before. The most important thing. Anyway, I'm going to get fucking to it. That'll do for today. Oh yeah, I chucked the photo of me, Morgan, and Courtney just before we went to the Blue Mountains. I threw that up on the Patreon last night. So if you want to check that out, head to the Patreon. But if not, that'll do for today, and I'll see you the fuck later.